Hello, hello, hello. Grand day rising to you, beautiful souls. It's coffee time, and I am Serena, the fantastical Freedom Bear. I was feeling a little silly this morning when I changed up my name. But we're not going to be rebranding it. I'm just being silly this morning. So I hope everyone is having an absolutely wonderful day. It is Thursday, and so it is our last coffee time for this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, we meet here now. I'm on Twitter live streaming as well as here on Facebook and on YouTube. And so you can catch coffee times from any of these platforms. I'm going to give a couple minutes for people to see the notification that I am live, and then we're going to jump in. But in the meantime, I wanted to say I received something this week that is extremely special, and I want to say thank you to Carrie. And I actually took a moment to open the box, but not to fully unpack it. Oh, I better just not show the address. So I just wanted to share this because I struggled whether or not I would come on and say thank you. And I thought about it long and hard. And I talked to a few different people whom I really trust to get their perspective on it. I didn't want anyone to take anything out of context, but I want grand day rising to each of you beautiful souls. So I didn't want anybody to take anything out of context, but I wanted to be able to show my appreciation and share with each of you because you guys are sharing this with me based on the relationship that we have developed here. That's why you've taken this time out of your day and your life to send me something to show gratitude. And so why shouldn't I be able to come on here to show my gratitude back? And so I decided I'm not going to let anybody rain on our parades and on our love fest of gratitude that we share. So I wanted to come on and share this. And so I wanted to say thank you very much to Carrie. Carrie's Crystals. I don't know, it's probably backwards, but there it is. And on Instagram, she is Carrie's KARRIES_crystals. And so thank you very much for this. And she says, I love what you are doing. I'm a 23-year vet. I have a hard time getting out, and this is why I value your soul. And for standing your ground, Carrie. So thank you, Carrie. It's my honor. And I just wanted to be able to say what you sent. So she actually sent, this is really cute. I believe that looks right. Thank you for that. I'm going to put that on the screen right here. I'm going to double check that. Where did it go? Here it is. Carrie's_crystals. Yes. Thank you for that, Tracy. And that's on Instagram. And so she sent me in this little bag is a little smudge kit. There's some Palo Santo, there's some sage, and it's really beautiful. And there's like a little shell in there to do it. And I'm actually going to put this in my car. I usually always have a smudge kit in my car for when I'm traveling or something happens and I just need to stop and have a moment to ground and smudge. So I'm going to put this in my car. So thank you for that, for these beautiful, beautiful medicines. So I'm going to open this up. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh. It's a little moonstone bear. Thank you. When my other car was broken into, or sorry, what happened was when the engine went on the car, I had it towed to Victoria and it was sitting there waiting for the new engine and it was broken into. And I had some of my crystals in the car and they were all stolen. And I was like, at first I was sad. And then I was like, very quickly, I moved to a place of whoever took them needed them more than I did at that moment. And that's okay. So thank you. This is beautiful. So thank you for this beautiful gift. I'm glad that I get to share it with all of you. I kind of feel a little bit like, for me, it's a strange thing to gratitude to be able to receive. It's like, awkward, but so thank you. I'm much more comfortable giving. So thank you. Wow. This is um a labradorite necklace. Wow, Carrie. Thank you. This is amazing. I don't know if you can see. This is beautiful. Wow. Hmm. And the giving keeps going. Like, this is so over and beyond. Thank you, Carrie, for this generosity. And I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to jump into some topics here pretty quick, but I just wanted to first go through this. Thank you. This one is, there we go. Oh, upside down. Oh, wow. This is this is for my daughters, this box. A tourmaline necklace and an obsidian purse. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna go for dinner one night here with my daughters, and I will gift them these beautiful, beautiful stones and gifts. So thank you very much. And thank you for thinking of my daughters as well. That's extremely kind and generous and thoughtful of you. All right, there were two more things here, and I think these might go to my daughters as well. Let me see. What have we got? Oh, I should have done a little guessing game. Aw, little bracelets. This looks like it might be tourmaline also, or obsidian, I'm thinking. And this one, ooh, this might be a jade, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So thank you very much, Carrie. And that was Carrie's Crystals on Instagram. I'm going to say that Labradorite necklace, the smudge kit, and the bear. I'm absolutely going to treasure these, and I'm sure my girls will absolutely love their gifts as well. So thank you so much for that, Carrie. And I hope everybody is having an absolutely beautiful day. I know that it is afternoon where many of you are. And here it is still technically morning. So I am having coffee, and I'm enjoying the other gift that I received last week, which was the organo coffee. So thank you for that, Ida. And this time I'm doing the premium, and I did it as a latte. I don't know if you guys can see in there. I don't want to spill. Here, I bet I can. There we go. So I foamed. Now I wrecked the camera. Welcome to the show, guys. You never know what you're gonna get here with Freedombear. So let's see if I can get my camera right now. Oh, I messed things up, guys. I messed it up. Next time I'm gonna move the camera. You guys gotta be my guiding voices here and be like, don't do it, don't do it, Serena. All right, beautiful souls. I want to talk about something. Many of you have been messaging me this week and last week about some of the, I'm going to ask, I've got to tread lightly with this conversation. And so please, I hope you understand my wording and why I'm speaking the way I am as I go into this conversation. Can we truly bank on integrity? Can we truly bank all of these things of trust? Can we truly bank in that way? I know that economically there is a lot that has been going on in the world right now, especially in the EU and in the United States. And this is what I'm going to say to that. Do not panic. Do not go into fear. Okay? Do not go into fear. Because when we go into fear, what happens is we're not thinking clearly, and we're being in reaction. And things, when things take place, when they are purposely enacted, what happens is there's a cause and effect. And when we go into reaction, these things that are purposely implemented, they're meant to cause a reaction. And that's how you steer. That's how you consciously steer people towards my camera just went towards where you want to move them, right? And so we need to educate ourselves and be paying attention on what's happening economically right now. That is for certain, right? That is for certain. And I want to talk about a couple things because I've had a couple of you messaging me yesterday. I also had my own experience with my financial institution. And so it had me asking some questions and realizing that I also have a lot more questions that I need to continue to ask and things that I need to continue to educate myself on. Okay. So one of the things is September 11th. And I'm saying the date that way because the other way I don't want it to flag my post. So September 11th, all those years ago, we all know what took place then. And what happened then is that they brought in our financial institutions, they brought in different steps to safeguard our money and protect us from outside influence. Okay. And so my understanding, it was anything over a $10,000 withdrawal. Um, there would be certain steps of authentication that you needed to go through in order to have access to your money. And it was a means for them to keep our money safe. Now it's come to a point now, depending, I don't know if it's different at your institutions, but I know at one of the institutions I bank with, that anything over $5,000 that you need to go through a 3-step authentication. And it can be as silly as this. I walk in with a check in my hand. I put my bank card in, I put in my PIN. That's the only authentication that they need to receive my money. Okay. And then while I'm still standing there in the same transaction, I might request to pull out. If I pull out anything over $5,000, I need to now, even though I'm still standing there, same transaction, that I need to do a 3-step authentication. This is now protecting my money from me. So this is something that some of you have been experiencing. And this is something that came into play after September 11th. Now, with some of the different things happening on a more global scale around interference, right? External interference. Now, again, I'm wording things the way I am in a means to try to navigate the algorithms and flagging. So I'm going to do my best so that this doesn't get flagged. But what happened with this outside interference, this is going to be part of the push of protecting our money from these outside influences because of what's happening globally right now on a global scale. This can also be part of why we would then have the push or the I guess the encouragement to be able to move digital so that they can protect it that way. Protect it. I say do your research. I say don't have a knee-jerk reaction. I know that there are a lot talking about a lot of other things that we need to, like, what are we backing with, right? And I would just like to point out, like, what are we backing with? Where are people saying that? And I know a lot of people are talking about, oh, look at this necklace. This is silver. Just saying this gift here, the necklace, it's silver, right? Like, what are we backing with, you guys? And so you need to do your research and I need to do my research further. And now I was advised in this live stream to be very careful with how I worded things and to make sure that I don't jump the gun in what I'm saying. And so I just want to be careful and I encourage you to do the same thing. We need to do our So it's okay. So Todd is saying that my feed is extremely broken up. Are you guys also getting that? Let me know in the comments. I'm glad you guys are getting what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, but it seems like there's a lot of interference lately that's been running over my live streams. And I heard about that, about certain institutions going fully digital on the 24th, and that, okay, I'm glad to hear that it's working for some of you. Thank you. I heard that certain institutions are going fully digital and that there are many who are wanting, they're saying to look at your digital agreement through your institution. You guys, you need to do this homework, okay? But you also need to be aware, you need to do it in a reputable way. I recommend go and read some articles. And now this is where I'm going to task you with something. When you find something reputable about this, I'm going to ask you to please send it to my inbox, because I'm researching, I'm looking, I'm searching, and you guys, when you come across something that you feel that we need to share here and that will help everybody else understand what's going on and how they're doing this, then please let us know. Thank you for this also, Casey. Wow. And so this is one of the things to remember, there's always a cause and effect. There's an action and then there's a reaction. And when we do the reaction without thinking and navigating it smartly, then they can corral us into any direction whatsoever under the guise of keeping us safe, right? Under the guise of keeping us safe, protecting us, protecting our money. So I want to say thank you guys. Sometimes, Todd, when there's an issue with the feed, the replay's fine sometimes. And some of you are getting the glitches really bad. So thank you guys. You're absolutely right. Chris brings up that too many people love the digital. We have been absolutely conditioned for it, and the next generations are absolutely perfectly conditioned for it. And for those of you who don't know who Yuval Harari is, Yuval Harari, Harari, go watch on YouTube, and you will understand what the next generations are completely being conditioned towards. Yuval Harari is one of the top advisors to Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum. And so if you have not yet taken the time to look into that, then you will understand why everything is going digital. It's not just for our convenience, why everything, the next generations are being completely conditioned for this. And so there are those. I had a couple conversations with some amazing, beautiful people over the last little while. I have talked about when we build. When we call out or recognize something that isn't working or something that isn't serving us, in that simple action, that means that we are also highlighting what would be serving us and what is necessary and needed. So every time we talk about where these different um, institutions, corporations, governing bodies are leading us, and we recognize that those don't meet our needs or our wants, that then gives us the clarity that what we need in place and what will meet our needs. And it's my understanding that we have some amazing economic alternatives that are currently being explored. And I'm again choosing my words very wisely because I can't speak too soon. And I also am doing my homework and research to make sure it's something reputable. But I want people to know that we don't need to panic. We don't need to be afraid. We have so many amazing minds that are awake, amazing all across the world. You got to remember, we built these institutions. We ran these institutions. We continually perpetuated everything through it. And so because we worked, ran, built, managed, and conducted all of the business of these organizations, we are capable. And I want you guys to remember that. We are capable. And so there are very capable minds that have been working on things like food security, alternative education pods, healthcare and wellness alternatives, as well as economic alternatives. Okay? And that's important, you guys. You got to remember, we knew this wasn't going to be easy when we saw what was unfolding and what was taking place. We knew it wasn't going to be easy being awake to it and speaking to it and educating towards it and continuing to educate ourselves. That's what these conversations are about. This is for educational purposes. And when we continue to do this, we understand and recognize that there are those who are continuing to work and to build. And we will have to pivot. And there are never any guarantees. Nothing is ever guaranteed, ever, not even tomorrow. But that's just natural law. That's just the way. And so it's no different with this. When you build something, you build it carefully, and you build it slowly, and you build it intentionally, and you build it in a way that it will have a strong foundation. And there are those who are doing that. And so, yes, there might be inconvenience, there might be worry, but know that there doesn't need to be hopelessness. There doesn't need to be fear, near knee-jerk reactions. We can educate ourselves and make informed decisions, conscious choices. And there might be inconvenience along the way. But isn't that inconvenience going to be worth it for the beautiful visions and dreams that we are building? Because when we highlight what is corrupt, broken, and perverted, we also envision what is true and just and sacred. And that is what we are building towards. With every word, every piece of information we share, every action we take, and with all these amazing, beautiful, capable minds. Okay? Amazing, capable, well-educated minds who have navigated each and every one of these professions, not just within our municipalities and our provinces and our nations and our states, but internationally as well. Okay? So, for coffee time, I want to say, guys, do your homework. No knee-jerk reactions. Do your homework. And it's frustrating. You know, last night my bank put a note in my file, and I reminded the manager. I said, I am speaking to you respectfully, but I am speaking to you directly as well. I am direct, but I keep it respectful. I said, so if you need to make a note in my file, you know, he actually even threatened to, he said, I can deny this transaction, me being able to make that transaction to pull my money out. And I said, if you need to be vindictive because I am direct and I am respectful, then that speaks of who you are in your profession, and you will do what you need to do. Right, guys? Like, we keep it respectful if we can. All right, my beautiful souls. My phone is going off the hook here. I hope that you guys got to watch last night. I had a special guest on. I came on for a little nightcap, went live, had Kid Carson on. For those of you who don't know Kid Carson, you guys can watch that replay. He's a beautiful, beautiful soul. He has a podcast on Spotify called Kid Carson Show, KID Carson, Carson. And he had me on his show twice. He actually found me on TikTok, but when I was talking about donut economics. And so he had me on to speak about donut economics. So episode 80, and then he had me on again for episode 90. Well, last night I got to interview him and I got to bring him on and get to him to be able to share his story of what happened to him. He was a very popular radio show host. I was already aware of him. I actually enjoyed listening to him out of Vancouver. He spoke some truth on the air. He put his career on the line and he shares his story. It was an honor to hear his story. So if you guys haven't had an opportunity to watch that, you can, that is still on my page there, guys. You can go watch that replay with Kid Carson. But he also has some amazing events that he's been helping to bring together. He has one coming up in Calgary with the Kid Carson show, and he has one coming up in Vancouver. And so I believe April 1st in Calgary, and I believe he said May 27th, don't quote me, or 24th, don't quote me, in Vancouver. And so I'm actually looking at potentially going and attending the Vancouver one, because I believe that what we do in this movement, that it's all essential and it's all important. And so what he is doing towards bringing amazing awake minds together to help support from an emotional, mental perspective, we need that. We need that because of the work we are doing and what we are carrying and what we are working towards. We need to be able to make sure that we're doing it in good relation and that we are taking care of ourselves. So, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, maybe he did mention that, but he shares his whole story that he used to be a disc jockey in Ottawa. But I enjoy him. He's a good soul, and I enjoy all the beautiful, good souls we have. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Colleen. Colleen says, look for the calm in the storm. Everything that happens, I work to collect myself and rebalance to go forth. That's right. And you know what, guys? I would say we went through quite the storm, didn't we? We went through it. It woke us up to a much deeper level of what was going on. And in that, we took the time to educate ourselves, to prepare ourselves, to learn, to grow, to heal, to navigate, to connect, to build. And I believe that we've been in the eye of the storm for a little while now. And I don't know if you guys understand that analogy. That's a hurricane analogy. And so what it is you're in the storm, and as you move through the storm, you come to the center, which is the eye of the storm. And in that center, there's a calm there. It's you wouldn't even know there's a storm taking place. But then as the storm continues to move, this you relive the storm and the wind and the hurricane again. And so remember, the things we build towards, there's a time and a reason, and we need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and educating ourselves and connecting and doing all the things necessary at this time, because we've got a long road ahead of us. There's no quick fix for what we see happening and what we're speaking towards. There's no quick fix. This is a long haul. This is going to take time, and this is going to take conscious decision making. And so I hope that you all have an absolutely beautiful day. I've got to go and run a bunch of errands today because my daughter and I are finally settled. We're done the move, but you can't see all the boxes around me. I've got a pile of boxes in front of me. I've got pillows. I've got, there's a lot of things happening all around me. And so, I've got a lot of things that I've got to get settled here, and I'm going to take today to do that. If you haven't had a chance to watch any of the replays, please do. And if you guys come across some economic articles, please send them to me. I would love for us to be able to share some reputable information about what's going on so we can better educate ourselves and understand the situation at hand. So lots of love to you all. And I hope that your cup runneth over through the weekend. If I don't jump on, I will try to, I think, come on at some point this weekend. But if I don't, be blessed, people.